Hello and welcome everyone again into another video, and today's we're going to talk about the top teams in the Fantasy Cup Great League Edition. So Fantasy Cup is actually one of my favorite cups of all time. It's actually a fun cup because you could still use tanky Pokemons. You could also use Pokemons that can destroy these tanky Pokemons. So what is Fantasy Cup? First, Pokemons must be 1500 CP to enter at max, which means it's a Great League format. Only Dragon, Steel, and Fairy type Pokemons are eligible. You might be saying that the Dragons beat Steel, Steel beats Fairy, Fairy beats the Dragon, it's RPS. But you would be 100% wrong because you don't care about those three typings as much as you care about the second typing for some Pokemons, like that will come here. As an example, one of the Pokemons here will be Steelix, which destroys the dragons and fairies. One of the Pokemons here will be Azu, which beats Steelix and the dragons. So some Pokemons have a second typing that destroys both. There is also a fairy type Pokemon, which is basically this Pokemon right here. It has a fire type move and a grass type move, so it can destroy the water and it can destroy the steel as well. So let's look at the ranking on PvPoke. Number one Pokemon, number one Pokemon isn't Galvantula because she's not a dragon or a steel or a fairy. You guys fell for that? I can't believe it. No, that was a mistake on my end, okay? Let's not pull a Donald Trump here and try to blame it on others. So, number one Pokemon is actually Stunfisk, because Stunfisk now with the buff to Mudshot, they buffed Rock Slide 2 seasons ago. It's a beast. It's one of the best Pokemons, and whatever Pokemon you're using must have a play into Stunfisk. So, maybe like you're not gonna use something like Edge Slash, even though it's number 3 because it gets cooked by Stunfisk. But Weezing would be fine because you have Overheat to threaten the Stunfisk. So keep that thing in your mind. Maybe something like Azu will be everywhere. Something like Tapu Fini because it has a water type move. Maybe something like Lucario. Who knows? Lucario does have a play into Stunfisk. And remember that Corviknight and Fortress and Doublade are also viable Pokemons. Why Doublade? It has it has a Sacred Fire, right? Yeah, it has Shadow Claw, Sacred Fire, so a great combination into Steel type Pokemons. Also, it does beat the Dragons. Turtonator is one of the biggest nightmares in this cup because it's a dragon, but also all of its damage comes from fire, and so many Pokemons in this cup are weak to fire. It's the dragon that actually destroys the fairies, as long as the fairy is not Tapu Fini or Azu. Then you have Fortress with Voltage Switch. Then you have Empoleon. I think Empoleon has a great play, but Empoleon needs to be either Elite or something that is an ABB water format, double water in the back. Then we have Azu. I think Azu is number one Pokemon. You guys gonna see why. Azu is gonna be the best safe swap, and this is where I recommend having Hydro Pump in this cup, okay? You guys gonna see in my teams later that I have Ice Beam Play Rough. This is just to bait out the people who just skip throughout the video. So I think you're an Ice Beam and Hydro Pump. You could also do Play Rough and Hydro Pump because Hydro Pump actually helps you slightly into the Empoleon matchup. Weezing actually has a great play. The thing about Weezing, you don't run Brutal Swing. You run Sludge, Overheat. Okay, Sludge, Overheat. No Brutal Swing in this cup. I know it's going to take you probably 50 TMs to get that moveset, but just build another one. Name it Weezing Fantasy. All that's kind of suspicious, to be honest. No, please don't do that. Okay, that's kind of weird. Wow, what a weird name. Dude. Oh my god. Okay, Excadrill is a Mud Slapper. I think it's the best Mud Slapper. Some people might argue that no, the best Mud Slapper is Alolan Dugtrio. And Alolan Dugtrio used to actually be the best Pokemon in this cup. So these are Pokemons that are viable, eligible, and so good. Togekiss is a great Pokemon, so keep that in mind as well. Now let's move to the top teams in this cup, and I'm gonna start with the top 3 PvPoke. It's gonna be Stunfisk, Mudshot, Rock Slide, Earthquake with Weezing, Fairy Wind, Sludge, Overheat. See guys, even PvPoke also got it right here. You need Sludge and Overheat, just as I said. And then we have Edge Slash with Shadow Claw, Gyro Ball. I don't believe this is the strongest team. I don't like Edge Slash in this cup. I think this one is slightly better, but the problem with Doublade is that it doesn't have Shadow Ball. It have Gyro Ball though. It's a different ball, but not as good as the other one. No, I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say. Wheezing with Fairy Wind, Dislodge, and Overheat. The problem with Doublade is it's kind of better than Age Slash, but it like it doesn't have Shadow Ball. So into Age Slash, you're gonna struggle a lot. So the way I would recommend is that you just farm a lot and then switch out. If you are an Age Slash, so if you are Doublade into Age Slash, just farm, shield the Shadow Ball, then switch out to force them to swap out. But I do believe that Corviknight is going to be huge in this cup. So if you want to run Corviknight, you have to pair it with a steel type as well. So Corviknight is a steel type that doesn't lose to ground. That's like the main thing about it. Because you run Payback and Sand Attack, like a neutral and super effective into steel type Pokemons. And then you have Magnezone in the back. This is kind of an ABA steel. The thing about this team is that you don't swap out of the lead. You literally play out the lead, soft win or soft lose, get an extra Volt Switch on your Magnezone, or you can get an extra Incinerate on your Turtonator, because Turtonator now, remember guys, has a Dragon Claw, so you just run Dragon Claw, Overheat. You could run Dragon Claw, I think Brutal Swing. I don't remember the second move that it has. I don't think it has Brutal Swing. What am I yapping about? But yeah, Overheat is a must, because Overheat does like 40% to Azu, I think, around that. So even if you're stuck into Azu, you can just double Overheat and then switch out and leave the Azu kinda low. But I am a guy, I like the dragons, and I like strong Pokemon, so I'm just actually gonna do Altaria double steal. And the first steal is just gonna be Empoleon. The second steal will be Stunfisk. So Stunfisk has one job, which is bait out the Empoleon counters, because it's a steal, right? They should have a fighter or a fire. So Stunfisk has one job, which is a safe swap and bait out the Empoleon counters, and then I'm just gonna 2-shield Empoleon in the back. This is the main thing about this team. It's an ABB format. You use the Stunfisk, the Bear Trap, just to bait out the Empoleon counters. This team is kind of an old meta, but I think it's still decent. Like, Flygon is a beast in this cup. Flygon, I think there was a time when Shadow Flygon was actually the best Pokemon in this cup. And it was like this. Do you have Flygon? Yes? Okay, you can play Fantasy Cup. Do you have it? No, you can't play Fantasy Cup. But now we have more options. We have Corviknight, we have another options. Because like Corviknight is just a much better version of this guy, to be honest. But okay, we have teams for everyone, including the people who have like a bad reaction time. I think this is the best bad reaction time team, to be honest. It's so bulky, it's so strong, and all of these Pokemons are insanely strong. We have Azu, Turtonator, and Corviknight. 3 amazing Pokemons in this cup, 3 tanky Pokemons. So you're able to, yeah, like, this team is very forgiving, as I would say. If you hate the dragons and Azus and the ground type Pokemons, there is one Pokemon that beat all of those. The name of that Pokemon is Shiinotic. Why Shiinotic? It's a grass fairy, so it beats the water, it beats the dragon, and it has a play into the ground type as well, because it's a grass, right? So it has Astonish, Moonblast, and Seed Bomb. Now, the Ice Beam does a lot, so you have to protect yourself into that. If you play into Doublade, you have Astonish as a super effective move. I do remember that when Shiinotic came out, it was literally during Fantasy Cup, and people who didn't have it, people who didn't farm it, they were molding off this cup, because it just came out and then it just beat everything else. Like, that's how strong it was. Is she as strong? Is it as strong as it used to be? No. I mean, we have Corviknight, which completely annihilate her. So what do you do if you are stuck into Corviknight? Just overfarm and then switch out to catch or something like that. And then you just pair it with Doublade and Turtonator. Now, I was trying to build a Steelix team. I found that to be difficult, to be honest. So I would say lead the Steelix like this, and don't switch it out unless it's Stunfisk. If it's a Stunfisk, you go Altaria. Okay? Anything else, you have to stay in. That's what I would recommend. I tried this team back in the days, and it was actually a good one. I liked it. I might try it, but I think I'm just gonna switch this thing out into something that doesn't lose to Corviknight, because I feel like this loses to Corviknight kind of. This is fine into Corviknight, but I need a harder Corviknight answer. So this needs to be replaced. So yeah, try to keep it short, less than 10 minutes. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. Peace.